Then we shall be talking on rounding values. Rounding values in Excel. We have been used to this thing, I believe, in our secondary school days that they will give you round up to one decimal place, round up to two decimal place, round up to the nearest whole number, round up to the nearest 10, round up to the nearest 1000, and so on and so forth. The same thing we can also round up on our computer when we are working with our calculations on Excel. It's very simple. That's why I said Excel round functions returns a number rounded to a given number of digits. As we have been telling us before, that there is nothing you can do without you giving it the command. If you don't instruct the system to do it, then it can do nothing. So the round function can round to the right or left of the decimal point. What do we mean by right or left? That means to the positive or to the negative value of the decimal point. Now, you could see my data here. I wrote the number, the digits, and the results. Then the work to do is what we are going to use for our class. How do we round up to the one decimal place, two decimal place, three decimal place, the nearest whole number to the nearest 10 and to nearest 100. You can also add your own to nearest 1000, as so many as possible. That's why I've given you this on-screen formula. Should you forget anything, so you at least it will still be like a reminder for you, then you'll be able to do it. The number one says round to one decimal place. Round to one decimal place. Our cell reference, we are going to be using column A5 for that. Do we see it? Column A5. We have 5.7845 and the digit says 1. So what are we going to do? To round up to one decimal place is very simple. Equals round. All the formula comes with their name, so you don't have to forget. It comes with their name. Which column are we rounding? We are rounding column A5. Don't forget. Yes. So what? One decimal place. Initiate with your comma. Initiate with your comma sign, and you could see number digits is what? 1. It will just ask you. Then you close the bracket and you enter. Does it give you the answer? Yes. 5.8. I will do the number 2 also. Don't forget you start your formula with equal sign. Equal, then where are we? A6. It has selected it, comma. So which value? 2. Do we get it? No, it has even entered by itself. I want to show you to read value 2. It's giving me 5.78. Do that one for yourself for the number 3. So let me go to the nearest whole number. Nearest whole number. We will be using equals round also. Select your range of value, which is column A8, comma. So the nearest whole number is 0. That means round it up to the nearest whole number. Do you see? It has given it to me. If you want to round it up to the nearest 10, it's also the same thing. Equals round bracket A9 is what we are using. To 0, that is to minus 1. That will give us to the nearest 10. That is the negative part. Then you have this to be 23,540. So the nearest 100, you also know, I believe you are a mathematician when we are in school. So don't forget all those things. Minus what now? It will be minus 2. Then you have to the nearest 100. Do as many as possible to round up and do anything you want. Then it will surely give you your answer. So, and that will also lead us to what we call Excel formula errors. You might be seeing all these errors whenever you are inputting any formula or when you are working on your Excel, particularly for your formulas, it will appear. So let us examine all these formula. We have the div error, the first one I seen on the screen. You could see I have given you the interpretation. It says this appears when a formula tries to divide by 0 or by a value equivalent to 0. Let's try it. Equals. Let us use some of our data. Let's just have something like this so that we can use it. Equals 23, which is our what? B12 divided by 0. Do you see what happens? You can't divide that by 0. Excel does not understand. So it's going to return the error. Once it returns the error, go back there. Then you will see that you are trying to divide the number by 0. So how can you divide 23 by 0? What will you give you? It's going to give you an error. So we have number 2 error that says hash name. This means Excel does not recognize something. The function name can be what? Can be misplaced. That means you can make a mistake. Equals sum bracket B12, do you see, to B14. It has selected the range for me. Enter. What happened? Hash name. Something is wrong with my formula. Click on it. Look at your formula bar. I want to write SUM, but I could only write SN. So that's the mistake here. You click on it and change it to sum. It will give you the right answer. You also have another formula, not available error. That means something cannot be found. What cannot be found? I said equals, which is what? B11 multiplied by 3. What happened? Is 0 because there is nothing there. Let's see. Now we have B12 divided by S. It's still the same hash name. So this error that cannot be found indicates that you cannot even see it at all. When you enter a formula that is not in Excel, equals from A1, A11 to A13. It's still 0. I don't know why it's supposed to give us inform. That shows that thing, there is nothing in there. So equals, so when there is no value there and you try to give it, one of the days you will be working and you will find it there. You also have num error. That means this error occurs when the number is too large or the calculation is impossible. Equals B12 multiplied by 1 divided by 3 times 11 minus 10. What happened? You see this error. This one is too much now. We cannot accept it from you. Those are some of the errors you will find. But as we are working on it, we'll be seeing them. Then you also have a ref error when your reference becomes invalid. If you delete and it shows, quickly do what? Quickly undo your error and quickly adjust your formula. This also null error occurs when the result of what you type is having space instead of a comma. For example, I want to type equals sum B12, comma, to be what? B13, comma, B14. Do you see? It's supposed to return. So when it's having a space, non-error, isn't this our page is being calculated? So all this error may not be occurring. I know that as we are working on it, we'll be finding some of the challenges in the error. But any error that you are finding and you can't get, just try as much as possible to go to your formula bar and make the adjustment. And when you have this hash error, it means when something you have input is too long for the column to ascertain. This is my school. Yes. Do you see? It's too long. I've said that this page has been formatted. You see? So it's supposed to hide under our bar. It's supposed to hide under this thing. This is our class working. Okay. So it's supposed to hide under the bar. So just try to be doing something. So by the time you just so many errors on the exact formula, you cannot but experience it. But the beautiful thing, any error you encounter when you are working on Excel, just go to your formula bar and you will see where you make the mistake. And from this formula bar, you can quickly make an adjustment to your error and everything will become perfect. But if you have any question, don't forget, I'm expecting to see your question in the comments section.